Commander Vithrak's antennae twitched nervously as the emergency lighting cast crimson shadows across the battered bridge of the Celestial Harmony. The Dravak's warships had them surrounded. 5 predatory vessels against their lone diplomatic cruiser. Shields at 18%, reported Navigator Lysandra, her translucent fingers trembling over the control panel. Hull breaches on decks 7 through 9, automated seals holding, for now. Vithrak chittered a curse. The Galactic Confederation had assured them this sector was secure, that the peace treaty with the Dravak's empire was holding. Clearly, diplomacy had failed. "They're hailing us again," Communications Officer Pelleran announced, his bioluminescent skin pulsing anxiously. "Put them through," Vithrak ordered, straightening his exoskeletal frame. The holographic display flickered to life, revealing War Captain Droth of the Dravaks. His scaled face displayed the characteristic sneer of his species, mandibles clicking. With anticipation, "Your time expires, Confederation vermin. Surrender your vessel and prepare to be boarded. Your technology will serve the Empire well." Vithrak's compound eyes narrowed. "War Captain, this is a diplomatic vessel. We carry 17 species representatives. An attack on us is an attack on the Confederation," Droth finished mockingly. "A Confederation too weak to protect its own emissaries. You have 10 minutes to lower your shields." The transmission cut abruptly. "Options?" Vithrak asked the bridge crew. Chief Engineer Morwen, her crystalline form glittering anxiously, shook her head. "Engines are crippled. We can't outrun them." "Weapons?" "Defensive systems only," Security Chief Tagrax growled, slamming a clawed fist onto his console. "And those won't last against a concentrated assault." Vithrak's gaze fell upon the small, unassuming door at the rear of the bridge, the door they had all been instructed never to open except in the most dire circumstances. Inside was their final contingency, the being the Confederation had assigned as an observer to their mission, a human. The legends about humans were troubling. Beings from a death world evolved under crushing gravity and toxic atmosphere. Creatures who could survive extreme temperatures, radiation, and even brief exposure to vacuum. Beings whose endurance and aggression had earned them a fearsome reputation across the galaxy. "Commander," Lysandra whispered, "the containment protocols." "I know the risks," Vithrak replied. The human had been kept in stasis for the journey, monitored constantly. Awakening it carried tremendous danger. But as another impact rocked the ship and the shields dropped to 12%, Vithrak made the decision. "Security Chief, unlock containment chamber A7. Wake the human." A horrified silence fell over the bridge. "Commander," protested Tagrax, "the Confederation protocols specifically state the Confederation isn't here," Vithrak snapped. "And we'll all be dead in 9 minutes. Wake it." Tagrax reluctantly entered the authorization code. The small door hissed open, revealing a dimly lit chamber and a stasis pod. Green lights flickered as the revival sequence initiated. "May the stars forgive us," whispered Pelleran, as the pod's lid began to slide open. The human emerged from stasis with unsettling grace. Officer Tagrax had expected disorientation, confusion, the typical symptoms of cryogenic revival, but the eyes being simply sat up, ice crystals still clinging to its dark hair. "Situation?" it asked, voice unnervingly calm. Commander Vithrak stepped forward. "I am Commander Vithrak of the Confederation vessel Celestial Harmony. We are surrounded by Dravaks, warships, and have been given," he checked the chronometer, 7 minutes before they board and slaughter us all." The human nodded, seemingly processing this information without concern. It rose from the pod, stretching limbs that looked deceptively fragile to the alien crew. Yet they all knew better. Under that soft exterior lay dense muscle tissue and a skeleton reinforced with minerals that could withstand impacts that would shatter most species' bones. "My designation is Operative Thorn," the human said. "Show me your tactical display." Vithrak led Thorn to the command console, where holographic projections displayed their dire situation. 5 warships, Thorn observed, studying the enemy. Formation. Standard Dravax pincer configuration. Navigator Lysandra gaped. "You know Dravax tactics?" A smile played at the corners of Thorn's mouth, an expression that sent shivers through the crew's various physiologies. "Humans have extensive experience with the Dravax." Chief Engineer Morwen approached hesitantly. "Our engines are crippled, weapons nearly depleted, and shields failing. What could one being possibly do against 5 warships?" Thorn's eyes, disconcertingly predatory, swept over the damaged bridge. "I need access to your communication systems, a maintenance shuttle, and that." The human pointed to Tagrax's sidearm. The security chief instinctively clutched his weapon. "Absolutely not. Confederation protocol strictly forbids." "Your protocols won't matter if you're dead," Thorn interrupted. "And I need more than just the weapon. I need your trust." Commander Vithrak's antennae quivered with indecision. Everything they knew about humans warned against giving them freedom of movement, let alone weapons. But the alternative? "Give." "Operative Thorn, whatever is required," he ordered. Minutes later, Thorn sat at the communication station, fingers dancing across controls designed for appendages very different from human hands. The crew watched in astonishment as the human bypassed security protocols with ease. "What are you doing?" Pelleran asked. "The Dravax communication systems have a critical vulnerability," Thorn explained without looking up. "One they don't know. Humans discovered during the Orion conflict. You're hacking their systems." Morwen's crystalline form sparkled with alarm. "That's impossible. Their quantum encryption is based on Rylaxian mathematics," Thorn finished. "Humans think differently." The main view screen suddenly flickered, displaying the interior of all 5 Dravax vessels simultaneously. "War Captain." Droth's startled face appeared prominently in the center. "This is impossible," the Dravax commander hissed. Thorn spoke directly into the communication array. "This is Operative Thorn, human military designation TH-117. Your vessels have been compromised. Stand down immediately." The bridge crew watched in amazement as panic visibly spread across the Dravax command centers. The mere mention of the word human had caused several warriors to back away from their stations. War Captain Droth recovered quickly, mandibles clicking in rage. "One human cannot threaten 5 warships. We will not be intimidated by Confederation tricks." Thorn's smile widened, revealing teeth, a rare trait among spacefaring species. "Then perhaps a demonstration is in order. Launch the maintenance shuttle," Thorn instructed, strapping Tagrax's weapon to their utility belt. Commander Vithrak hesitated only momentarily before nodding to Lysandra. "Do it." The view screen showed a tiny maintenance craft departing from the Celestial Harmony's damaged hull. "The human is fleeing," War Captain Droth laughed, his scaled face contorting. "Your savior abandons you." But Thorn hadn't abandoned anything. The crew watched in stunned silence as the maintenance shuttle maneuvered with impossible precision between the Dravax vessels, evading weapons fire with maneuvers that defied the craft's specifications. "Impossible," whispered Morwen. "That shuttle can't perform those trajectories. Human pilots can," Vithrak replied, understanding dawning on his compound eyes. "Their reflexes and spatial awareness are unmatched." On screen, Droth was barking orders to his gunners as the tiny shuttle effortlessly dodged their concentrated fire. "Destroy that vessel! Full power to forward batteries!" The Dravax ships began pulling out of formation, their precise pincer arrangement, dissolving as each captain focused on eliminating the elusive target. In their desperation to hit the shuttle, 2 Dravax vessels crossed paths dangerously close. "They're breaking formation," Tagrax observed, professional admiration creeping into his voice. "The human is isolating them." Suddenly, the shuttle accelerated. directly toward the lead Dravax warship, Droth's command vessel. "Prepare for impact," Droth screamed on the open channel, but impact never came. The shuttle veered at the last possible moment, skimming along the warship's hull before attaching itself to an unremarkable section near the engine housing. "What is happening?" Lysandra asked, her translucent fingers trembling as she tracked the shuttle's position. Moments later, alarms blared across all Dravax vessels. System after system began shutting down, emergency lights flickering on their command decks. The humans inside their network, Pelleran realized, bioluminescence pulsing with excitement, using the shuttle as a direct interface. Communications from the Dravax ships became chaotic, reports of failing life support, weapon systems powering down, engines shutting off, Droth's face contorted with rage and unmistakable fear. "What are you?" he demanded. The bridge speakers crackled with Thorn's calm reply, "I am human, and you should have studied your history better, War Captain." Suddenly, the Dravax ship's external lights extinguished simultaneously, leaving them drifting powerless in space. Only their emergency communication channels remained active. "This is impossible," Droth whispered, mandibles quivering. "No single. Being could, you have two options," Thorn interrupted. "Surrender unconditionally, or I vent your atmospheres to space. You have 30 seconds to decide." The bridge crew of the Celestial Harmony watched in astonishment as, one by one, the Dravax vessels transmitted surrender codes. Within minutes, a small shuttle returned to the diplomatic vessel. The airlock hissed open, and Thorn stepped onto the bridge, not a hair out of place. "The Dravax fleet is disabled," they reported casually. "Their weapons and engines will remain offline until Confederation security forces arrive. I've transmitted our coordinates on emergency channels." Commander Vithrak's antennae quivered in disbelief. How did one being accomplish what an entire battlecruiser couldn't? Thorn's expression grew somber. "Humans evolved on a world where everything tried to kill us. We survived by becoming the most dangerous predators on our planet. The Dravax feared humans long before they met us. They just didn't know why." As the crew regarded their savior with newfound respect and lingering apprehension, Thorn added quietly, "The galaxy thinks humans are dangerous because we're strong or resilient. That's not it. We're dangerous because we never stop adapting, never stop finding new ways to survive." Vithrak nodded slowly, understanding the profound truth. The Confederation had been wise to keep humans as their secret contingency, and wiser still to use them sparingly. "Thank you, Operative Thorn," the commander said formally. "The Celestial Harmony and her crew owe you our lives." Thorn simply nodded, already moving toward the stasis chamber. "Call again if you need me, but hope that you don't." As the human disappeared into the containment room, the bridge crew exchanged glances of relief and wonderment. They had witnessed firsthand why humans were both the most feared and valued allies in the galaxy, beings who thrived on the very edge of impossibility. And as rescue ships appeared on their sensors hours later, Commander Vithrak knew the story would spread, how in their darkest hour, trapped and desperate, they had called upon the only being the Dravax truly dreaded, a human.